Long ago, I was once a young lad, in the living room with my father and my sister. We were playing some video games, watching some television, just hanging out, having fun, when suddenly my stepmom came home from work. She had these bags in her hands, and I thought she went grocery shopping, which she did. But little did I know she did a lot more than just grocery shopping. You see, I asked my father and my stepmother for a gift. I asked them for an item. My stepmother proceeded to tell us how her day went. And randomly, she started making up a story. She said when she got in her car to go home, it drove on its own, and it took her somewhere random. But it didn't take her somewhere random. In fact, it took her somewhere very significant. It pulled up in front of a Just Press Play. And when she walked in, she walked out with the item that I asked for. She presented me with a plastic black bag and pulled out Minecraft for the Xbox 360. A game that I have wanted for years. A game I asked for so many times. I played Pocket Edition, but I wanted to play it on the Xbox 360. I wanted to play the Legacy Edition. I wanted to play Minecraft, the glorious game, in all of its entirety, on console. That same day, I put that disc into the Xbox 360, and I played for hours. It began to rain outside, and magically it rained in the game. Everything was coming together. It was like a true story. It was just so legendary, so epic. I can't describe how amazing it was. Minecraft was my childhood. It was my everything. And when they announced the Minecraft movie, I was beyond excited. I was ecstatic. I was like, a movie. A Minecraft movie. You don't know how much I've wanted this. You don't know how important this is to me. Until Jack Black came along and ruined it. He took everything from me. Everything! Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't figured it out by now, today we are discussing the Minecraft movie. The dumpster fire that was the Minecraft movie. Sorry. And before I get into this, I want to say, all of my videos are not for children. Why? Why? Because I swear. I swear a lot. And this video in particular, I am going to swear so much that I will most likely get demonetized. I will probably get banned for this video. So let me just tell you now, this is the complete, uncensored version of my Minecraft movie review. So if you are at all turned off by swearing and, slurs of any kind, leave now. This is your first and only warning. I'm going to take a drink before I get into this rant. Excuse me. Now, as I was saying, let us begin. The Minecraft movie. The Minecraft movie, it's interesting, right? Because when you think of the Minecraft movie, when they first announced the movie, and I mean like very first announced, no trailer, no confirmation for who's going to be playing who, none of that, just the fact that, the production for the movie was being made. I think everyone in their mind thought, okay, it's going to be animated. I mean, Sonic was animated, Mario was animated. Now, then again, yes, Sonic was a little different. Sonic was partially animated with humans in it. You know, it was partially live action, partially computerized, CGI, yada yada. It wasn't necessarily animated, it was more so CGI. So I understand kind of if some people thought Minecraft would be the same, but at the same time, why would you think that? Because Minecraft is very similar to Mario, right? When you look at Sonic, you can kind of just like if you look at Sonic X, I think that's where a lot of people compare because that's what it draws inspiration from. Sonic X is the inspiration for the movies. I think in that sense you kind of understand, okay, this is why it's live action. With Mario, there was none of that. There was no, well, why would it be live action? You know, people knew right away it's going to be animated. And I think a lot of people, like myself, assumed that for Minecraft. They decided not to go that route. That was the first big strike for me, was not doing an animated Minecraft movie. Some of it was like animated and, you know, CGI and whatnot and all this and that, but in my personal opinion, that's kind of what made the movie bad, was the fact that they did a mix of the animation and the live action characters, because you could tell the green screen and everything, you could tell it was bad, you could tell they didn't fit right in the animation, it was weird, it wasn't good, and it was just odd, right? Not have the characters look blocky and animated was weird. Why would you have live-action Minecraft characters? You know, it didn't make sense. But that's only the beginning, surprisingly. So originally, when the movie was first announced, the original idea, I believe, if I remember correctly, was Jason Momoa was cast to play Steve. And I don't necessarily agree with that casting. But then again, you know, I didn't see him play Steve. We didn't get to see Jason Momoa as Steve, so for all I know, he could have ended up doing a good job. I don't know. I really don't. But at the end of the day, that's not what we saw. Instead, about maybe a month before the trailer dropped, they announced that it was going to be Jack Black. Like, confirmation-wise, they announced Jack Black 100% playing Steve. And I remember the trailer. Before we get into the trailer, Jack Black as Steve. I want to touch on that, okay? Because it's not like I have an issue with Jack Black whatsoever. He's been in some of my favorite movies. Kung Fu Panda, High School Rock, Nacho Libre. Nacho Libre was fantastic. I don't care what anybody says. But, sorry, not High School Rock. I'm freaking stupid. School of Rock. I apologize. But again, you know, when you think of an actor like Jack Black, you think, how could this possibly go wrong? Listen, the last few Jack Black movies have not been great, right? Kung Fu Panda 4, which, listen, does not exist. Okay? Anyone watching this, Kung Fu Panda 4 does not exist. I heard they're talking about a Kung Fu Panda 5. How do you make Kung Fu Panda 5 without Kung Fu Panda 4? Okay, Kung Fu Panda 4 is not real. We're not even going to touch on that outside of what I said a few seconds ago. But back to my point. You know, Jack Black some of his last few movies have been flops. You know, look at Borderlands. Look at the Borderlands live action. Not good. Did not go over well with the community. Video game movies are a very touch and go type thing, right? Because the first Sonic movie, I feel like, wasn't super big. The second one did okay, but wasn't super big. And then the third one, still kind of being talked about a little bit. Mario, in my mind, in my opinion, Mario was the best video game movie made. It was animated all the way through. Voice acting was really good, especially considering Chris Pratt did Mario, and a lot of people were, you know, having controversy with that and having issues with that. Overall, did really well. So, with all that being said, who are we to judge Jack Black for, you know, when he first got announced for Steve? You know, we judged Chris Pratt, he did amazing. So why would Jack Black do horrible at first, you know? A lot of people, I think, were upset with the idea of Jack Black playing him. And I think a lot of people were upset because he doesn't fit the role of Steve. And what I mean by that is Jack Black, one, he's older. Two, he's a little bigger. And I'm not saying that to be ignorant. I'm saying that to be truthful. You know, he's put on some weight, okay? He's starting to look like Poe if Poe was a real character. And that's an issue. That's a genuine issue, okay? Because, again, this is... Listen, when they made Mario, Mario touches a lot of people's hearts, right? Because there's a lot of kids of the new generation that love Mario, but then there's a lot of adults who love Mario, who grew up with Mario from the 90s and from the 80s, and there's things that... There's certain things you don't mess with, right? Like, there's certain things in this world that stay the way they are, and so when touching on things like Mario and, video games, you have to be very careful with what you change, because video game fans are very particular, okay? And when they started this idea of making video games into films and into series and trying to make it into actual TV and bringing the stories to life outside of just the games, it intrigued a lot of people, but it also pissed off a whole community. Because it's like when they take a book and they turn it into a movie. Nothing stays 100% accurate. And this is just the way the world works, okay? Everyone knew from the very beginning that Minecraft and Mario and all these video game movies weren't going to be 100% accurate to the game. Everyone knew that. But when you look at Minecraft and you look at the game and then you look at what they did in the movie, it was so far off. How do you possibly fucking go to where they were at? Like, I don't understand how you get from point A to point B. What? It makes no sense. Before I lose my cool, back to what I was saying. So, Jack Black was not the right choice. But who are we to judge that initially? Before the trailer, before the movie, any of that, when he was first announced, who are we to judge Jack Black not being the right choice? Yes, appearance-wise, doesn't make a lick of sense. Had they gone for animation, I feel like the voice would be okay. We've seen Jack Black do a lot of voice acting. He did Poe in Kung Fu Panda. He did Bowser in Mario, which, by the way, I think was an incredible job by Jack Black in that movie. Touching on Minecraft, though, who are we to say he wouldn't do a good job voice acting Steve? But he didn't do a good job playing Steve in live action. When touching on the Minecraft movie, first of all, Steve didn't talk, right? Like, Minecraft, they had to make a whole separate game for a story to Minecraft, right? Like, they had to make a Minecraft story mode. Okay, Minecraft didn't have a story. That was the point. It was meant for you to create your own story. It was meant for you to be imaginative and have fun and make your own world and your own story. And for me, Minecraft is very important to me. And that's why the point I was trying to make earlier with, like, Mario and why Minecraft is so important, why it's so touchy, and you have to be careful when making a movie like that, is Minecraft touches a lot of the, not necessarily like the next generation, like not really like kids today, but like people just graduating high school who were kids, back when Minecraft was first announced, like people who, still a very large target audience for video games, right? And for movies. And so, especially for guys who, graduated, have jobs, but are still at that limit where, like, they're still interested in kind of the childhood nostalgia stuff, because they're only a few years older and they would love to go back and, still enjoy that childish part of their lives a little bit. And now they have jobs, now they have their own money, they can go see these movies, they can go do these things without a parent, without, without assistance. And that's where I think a lot of people got intrigued, and it really brought on that audience of Minecraft fans who, for them, this game was what? It was many, many years ago, but in reality, for them, it felt like yesterday, because they're not that much older, so it still touches their heart. For them, the memories are not that long ago, and that's kind of how it was in my experience. When the trailer dropped, the trailer was horrible. The trailer is what made me look at it and say I don't want to go see this in theaters because I don't want to spend money on a ticket for this. I'll watch it in streaming service. I had no issue watching the movie whatsoever. I had every intention of watching this movie. But when I saw the trailer, I right then and there decided I'm going to stream this for free as opposed to watch this at a theater and pay almost $20 for a ticket where I'm 99.9% sure I'm going to be disappointed. So the trailer drops. And let's just get it out of the way, okay? Right away we get into these memes. The creation of the Minecraft movie memes, okay? Chicken jockey, water bucket release, I am Steve, all of these different memes, all of these different things, and it was disgusting. Now you say these things and people are like, oh yeah, like, so funny, haha. When the trailer first dropped, everybody hated it. Everybody was mocking it, and it wasn't necessarily a meme, it was more so just a, what is this? This is disgusting, this is horrible, yada yada yada. Now it's funny, now it's humorous, now it's like, oh yeah, I think this is hilarious, because people want it to look at it and go, this is a fun, bad movie. This is a it's so bad it's good type movie. No, it wasn't good in any way, okay? It wasn't good in any way. I despise people who think it was good in any possible way, okay? I can understand a child, like a 5 or 6 year old, going to this movie and having fun, because the way Minecraft is nowadays, it's much different from when I was a kid. But even then, like, I think a 13, 14 year old playing Minecraft nowadays would understand this movie was bad. But a kid, I could understand it being different because of the innocence and because for them it's Minecraft. You know, and Minecraft, like I said earlier, it didn't have a set story. It was your own imagination. So for them it's like, this is another part of Minecraft with someone else's imagination to it, and then I get to go home and play my game and put my imagination into it. So that's probably what a child is thinking. What I'm thinking is this movie's dog shit. But back to the trailer. So the trailer drops, and they show the cast. So it was confirmed that Jason Momoa was still in the movie, he was just no longer the main character. It was confirmed that, I believe Emma Myers is her name, the girl that played in Wednesday, as one of the side characters. She was in the movie as well. Those were the only actors I knew. The other two, never seen them, never heard of them. They were the main ones. And then as we dive deeper into later trailers, we find out Jennifer Coolidge is going to be in it, and all these other things. And that's the interesting part, right? When you look at a cast like that, you think, okay, Jason Momoa's been in the business for quite a while. Jack Black's been in the business for how long? He's a really popular actor, very well known. A lot of people like his movies. Jennifer Coolidge, again, she's a popular actor. She's been in a lot of things. A lot of people like her movies, think she's funny. That whole deal. Then you get into Emma Myers. She's an upcoming actress, and I think that kind of touches with the younger generation, because there's a lot of people that like Wednesday. There was a lot of people that are excited for season 2 of Wednesday, which is coming out. So I think a lot of people looked at Emma Myers and were like, oh, she's in this movie. And that brings in a whole nother fan base of people who aren't even into Minecraft. They just like Emma Myers, and they like what she did with Wednesday, and they want to watch it, you know? So that's a whole new thing. When you have a cast like that, you bring on a certain amount of expectation. And the expectation leads to deflation when you realize how horrible this fucking movie was. I'm sorry. I need to be unbiased. No, screw that. I'm not going to be unbiased. This was my childhood, okay? This game was my childhood, and they ruined it. Jack Black took it, and he ate it for lunch, and that's why he's so fat. I'm sorry. I can't go there. I shouldn't go there. I'm sorry. Calm down. Let me take a breath. Let me get a drink of water. My face is turning red. Let me get a drink of water. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry about that. You guys shouldn't have to see me become an animal over this movie. Shall I continue? I'll continue. I'm gonna pretend the 3 people watching this on their phone right now, you know, are insisting that I continue, so I'll continue. So, the trailer drops. I decided I wasn't going to go see the movie in theaters. Then, you know, later trailers, we get more scenes. We realize Chicken Jockey's going to be in it. We realize, Spider Jockey is going to be in it, and all these things, and this and that. The trailer, in no way whatsoever, gave us an idea of who the big villain was going to be. It gave us hints, and it let us know the Nether was going to be a thing, and it let us know that the Piglins were going to be a thing and everything. But we didn't really know who the main villain was going to be. A lot of people thought it was going to be just the Piglins, and a lot of people thought it was going to be that. Turns out, it initially was supposed to be the Ender Dragon. That was the original idea. They scrapped it. I don't know for what reason. That bothers me. That bothers me, because the Ender Dragon is the first boss to Minecraft. And what I mean by that is, I remember when the Wither became a thing. The Wither initially was not a boss. When the game first dropped... Sorry, I keep wiping my nose. Allergies. When the game first dropped, I'm allergic to saying, you know, Jack Black did good in this movie because he didn't. It's true! Sorry about that. That wasn't a fake sneeze for anyone that's asking. Or maybe it was. I don't know. You can decide in the comments. Back to what I was saying before I get so horribly off topic. I don't know why they scrapped the Ender Dragon. The Ender Dragon was the first boss in Minecraft. It's right there written in the stars. If you want to do a sequel, put the Ender Dragon as the boss in the first movie, then put the Wither as the boss in the second movie. It's perfect. It makes perfect sense, right? Literally could have spoon-fed the writers with what to make this movie about. It's easy. It's so simple. The writers didn't listen at all. The writers didn't follow the game at all. They completely ruined it. They decided to go with a piglin as the boss. The big boss. A piglin who could do magic, I guess? Like, I don't even fully understand. It was so weird, I don't even remember half the movie. Like, I don't even remember the main villain's name. I just remember, originally I thought it was a guy, turns out it was a girl, and turns out she became the villain because she didn't do well in a talent show or something, or her dad ridiculed her for a talent. I don't even remember what it was. But then she became a hunchback, which was also weird, and it just became this stupid thing. But again, I'm ranting, gotta be unbiased. Whew, I apologize. Anyways, so we figure out in the movie, once you actually watch the movie, you figure out who the main villain is. You don't really know any of the plot from just watching the trailer outside of the fact that Steve is this pre-existing Minecraft character when the rest of the humans that are in the trailer join the world and meet Steve. You don't really know what they're after. You don't know what their end goal is. You know none of it. You know none of their backstory. The trailer doesn't reveal any of that. Not saying it should, just saying it doesn't. The trailer does reveal, again, mobs, Minecraft world, all of that. It's animated. It's animated. Villagers are animated, all of that. The animation's not an animation I agree with. I thought it was a little too realistic. It was too, for anyone that is a fan of Jinxie and Queso and Sketch and whatnot, when they did their Minecraft stream and that one YouTuber animated it, it was like that, but worse. Because it was hyper-realistic, but hyper-realistic in a cringy way, whereas that was hyper-realistic in a cringy, funny, this is hilarious kind of way. But for a movie, and for something that was supposed to be kind of serious because it's a video game turned into a movie and it's something that fans really enjoyed, and it's not just, 3 streamers, 5-minute video, animated, in Minecraft type deal. So there's a vast difference. But again, the animation used for this movie was a little too realistic in my opinion. I would have gone for something a little simpler. I would have gone for something that was a little more similar to the game itself, and then maybe just a little more not necessarily realistic, but a little more, like, graphic-wise and animation-wise, turned up. Again, they didn't want to go that way. I don't understand why, but again, writers could have been spoon-fed with this movie. It's that simple. They didn't want to go for it. Now for the actual movie. Before I waste any more time, anyone else's time. Now for the actual movie. We're almost a half hour into this, so I might as well just touch on the actual movie now. It was dog shit. Absolutely horrible. I could end the video right now on that, because that's my final opinion. That is, this entire film from start to finish, absolute dog shit. They start the film, first of all, and people have said to me, I've had friends who, I actually did go see the movie in theaters. Only because my ticket was paid for. I did not pay for my own ticket. Let me put it that way, okay? I was not spending money on this movie whatsoever. My ticket was paid for, I went to go see it in the theaters. The people I went to go see it with had a 50-50 aspect on it, because they were of the idea that it was so bad, it was funny, and it was good. I was not. For me, it was just dog shit all the way through. One of my buddies actually made a claim, not a claim, but like an idea that, you know, Jack Black's acting wasn't that bad. And it wasn't in certain scenes, but then in other scenes it was really bad, and it was really subpar. It was just not Jack Black whatsoever. Like the beginning of the movie, when he like talks about the mines and he talks about getting into the realm and everything, it was so horrible. Like, this is a guy who actually did voice acting, who has been in different movies as a voice actor. And the lines were just, the way he spoke, the tone he used, everything, it was too much. He was leaning into it way too much. It was unnecessary. It was so, like, it was just so unnatural. It was so, like, he laid into it so much that it became unnatural. And then the first 30 minutes of the movie weren't even in the Minecraft world. It was in the human world, where you meet all of the characters, first of all, which I'm not judging that. You should be introduced to all of your characters a little bit in the beginning, so you kind of get a feel for them. But they introduce you to a total of 4 different characters outside of Steve. And then they have you kind of get their backstories, which takes 30 minutes. And it's so weird. It starts with Jason Momoa, and it starts with his backstory. And he's some, like, I don't know, he's some guy who's just living the nostalgic days. I guess kind of like all of us Minecraft fans are, thinking this movie was going to be good. And he's struggling, you know? And I do want to touch on this, actually. There's a scene I want to touch on with this. Jason Momoa's character goes to a storage unit. He puts some bidding on a storage unit, and guess who's there? Dan TDM. Dan fucking TDM was in this movie. First of all, he looked gay in the movie. I don't know why, but he looked like a twink. Okay? He looked like an absolute twink. Again, I'm gonna get banned for this video, so just already, like, watch this as soon as it drops, please, because it's not coming back. I'm not making this again, unless I drop it on Rumble. But again, YouTube, if you demonetize this, I'm just gonna report you for being, racist. I am 0.1% black, so, but anyways, enough about my heritage. And for everyone asking in the comments, no, I will not say the N-word. Sorry, way off topic, way off topic. Yeah, Dan TDM was in this movie, looked like a twink, acted like a twink, smiled like a twink. That did not put a smile on my face whatsoever. Out of all the video game movies I've seen, out of all the cameos I've seen, ugh. Like, what? Okay, FNAF did it so much better with Corey Kenshin, that's all I'm gonna say. But this, out of all things, really, that insertion, that cameo was, ugh. Out of everything, it was disgusting. The only cameo in that movie that I thought was even somewhat decent was Technoblade. And that's because at the end of the day, they did it justice. You know, they did it okay. Like, I would have done maybe a little more for the guy, but at the same time, I mean, I didn't want to. I wouldn't have done too much because you don't want to take away from the actual movie, and you want to give the guy his boundaries. You know, at his family. You know, you kind of just want to do that bit out of respect. You don't want to take too long and then end up disrespecting him and disrespecting his family and his fan base and all of that. So I think they did that cameo okay. The Dan TDM one, didn't like it, didn't understand it, thought it was weird, thought it was incredibly gay, and I was just really against it, honestly. So you meet Jason Momoa's character. Out of all of the actors, I'm going to say this right now, out of all the actors, Jason Momoa was the one that felt the most natural to me. I know, like my friend had stated before, that he thought Jack Black felt pretty natural. To me, he didn't. There were some times where he did, but there were a lot of times where he didn't. There were a lot of lines that I felt was like really out there. It was really like overboard to the point the way he said certain lines, it was overboard, and it was to the point where it sounded so unnatural. There were a lot of times in that movie where I honestly thought I was watching a Darman film. Like, genuinely, with the way they were talking, with how far they were going. It was really weird, it was really bad. Didn't like it whatsoever. Then we meet the Emma Myers character and her little brother. And her little brother, I don't even remember his name, Jacob or Henry or whatever. I can't be bothered. And I don't even remember the other girl's name, the animal real estate agent, some girl person. She was weird too. All the characters were weird. I didn't understand any of the backstory. I thought it was all stupid. It made absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Even Steve's character was weird. Like, what? First of all, Steve wasn't even from Minecraft. Like, it makes no sense, bro. Again, these writers, you could have spoon-fed them. You could have spoon-fed them with the perfect movie, and they would not have taken it. They would have spit it up and thrown it in the garbage and made more garbage, which is what this movie was. But yeah, so you get introduced to the brother, you get introduced to the sister, you get introduced to the real estate agent lady, and I'm not even going to touch on everything with that, because again, it was like 30 minutes of the human world, it was stupid stuff, but essentially, the brother meets Jason Momoa's character, they go off, and I don't even fully remember what happened. They went to the mines or something, and then Emma Myers' character, the older sister, took the real estate agent to go look for them. They went to the mines, and they all went through the portal. Oh, because I think they met the dog, or what, Steve's dog. I don't even remember the dog's name. That was a whole thing, too. Steve got captured by the Piglin girl, and that was a whole weird thing. Ugh, I didn't like it. And then he was trying to act like he was, mind controlled by her. It was weird. It was, I'm sure all of you are probably wondering my thoughts on this movie, and if you're not paying attention, I fucking hated it. But again, so they all go through this portal, and they end up in Minecraft. And then it turns nighttime. This is my one thing with the Minecraft movie. A lot of people might disagree with me on this, but for some reason, the action sequences intrigued me. Out of this entire movie, the one thing that... I'm not even saying it was good. I'm not even saying I enjoyed it in the movie. I'm just saying the one thing that kind of got me going, like, hey, that's not, like... It's not making me want to, like, throw up and look away, was the action sequences. I don't know why, but they did kind of enthrall me a little bit. They piqued my interest, and they made me want to keep watching just a little bit. So, I did. Sorry, I don't know why I did this. I meant to do this. I'm a little slow. After watching that Minecraft movie, it made me mentally handicapped. As I was saying, no offense to you if you are mentally handicapped, I apologize. You might be mentally handicapped because of the Minecraft movie. You might want to consider suing them. Especially Jack Black. He ruined my childhood. Sue him for that, too. And then just send me the money in the mail. I'll make a P.O. box if you do. That way you can send it to me. As I was saying, Excuse me, man. Water really makes me burp. I don't know why. Before I get off track. So, all of this is happening. Action sequences start. It turns night. They're trying to get away from mobs. That was the first action sequence. Didn't think it was bad. I thought Jason Momoa did surprisingly well in the action sequences. His character was the only one I liked whatsoever. Again, he felt natural to me. His fight sequences kind of piqued my interest for some odd reason. And I just liked it. I enjoyed it. Not necessarily enjoyed it, but I enjoyed his character. His character was like the only light in this never-ending cloud of darkness. But even then, I wouldn't go see this movie again. Like, you couldn't pay me enough to go see this movie again. You could pay me all the money in the world and I want to go see this movie again, okay? I'm being dead ass, too. Like, seriously, someone offer me $9 million right now. I will not go watch this movie again. So all this is happening. Eventually they meet Steve. Then you get the famous, "Who are you? I am Steve." Yeah, I'm sure you've all seen the memes. That was a whole thing. They get to the village. The portal's still open. So the villager goes through the portal. He meets Jennifer Coolidge. That's a whole weird thing. I've heard of incest and furries and all this weird shit. I've never heard of a Minecraft villager and a human girl. I don't even know what kind of sexual kink that is. I don't even want to get into that. That's a whole box of tape to unravel there. A whole thing of tape. But they get to the village. Henry, or whatever that one kid, I think his name's Henry, I don't know. That one kid's name, who I can't be bothered to remember because the movie was so horrible. Absolute dog shit. Him and Jack Black are going over a plan and talking about imagination and creativity and all this. And this kid decides, I'm going to make... What even was it? A popcorn launcher? I don't even remember what it was. It was some, chip launcher or something that killed everyone in one hit. And it was so weird. It was like a cannon of some sort. So we're just making our own weapons now in Minecraft, right? We're just crafting whatever we want? No! You can only craft what's on the crafting table. There's a list. Okay, there's a recipe book, but I guess we're just throwing the recipe book out the window and imagination. Stupid. Go back to Darman, Henry. And also that's another thing, the guy playing the kid, again, I'm not trying to shit on this actor whatsoever, but I am gonna say, why the lisp? Okay, it's like they were purposely trying to go for a cringy child, okay? I understand TikTok and how we are with this new generation, but, come on, does everything have to be cringe now, really? Seriously. It was so disgusting, I couldn't listen to his voice, it was so annoying. I don't know why he talked that way, and again, all the lines they said felt so unnatural. It's like they put so much weight into them when they didn't need to. It was so unnecessary. So then they get to that. We get to another fight sequence where the piglins step in and they start fighting, and that turns into a whole thing. That was another fight sequence I didn't mind. That was where they introduced the bigger piglin, and he was an interesting character. I enjoyed him. I thought he was funny somewhat, but again, wouldn't go see this movie just for him. I thought it was not good. Then the characters get split. The brother and sister split up. Yada yada. It's a whole thing. Jason Momoa's character's trying to get the treasures. Steve's just trying to get his orb. Henry's trying to go home. All this stupid stuff. Emma Myers' character's trying to find her brother. The real estate agent lady, animal shelter person, woman is trying to follow her and trying to help get her brother back. All that stupid stuff. It's a whole thing. It's a whole lot to unpack. Eventually, Jason Momoa, Jack Black, and the Henry kid, whatever, end up in a cave with redstone and minecarts and yada yada. There's creepers everywhere, first of all. And the redstone was not done correctly. My friend pointed this out. They didn't do the redstone accurately, which again, obviously not everything's going to be accurate, but they didn't do anything accurately in this movie. And that's where I get annoyed. Nothing was accurate. Like, it was just so annoying. It was so annoying. And the fact that Steve has to announce everything he makes or everything he does before he does it. And also, for anyone asking in the comments, yes, I'm skipping over the lava chicken scene. I hate that stupid song. I hate that stupid scene. We're not touching on it. Everyone knows Peaches was better. Go watch the Mario movie. 10 out of 10. Perfect movie. Minecraft, 0 out of 10. 0 stars. Never watching it again. Don't ask. Bye-bye. But as I was saying, so we get into another high-speed chase and all this stupid stuff. All of these things going down and the piglin witch woman type pig person thingamabob or whatever, hunchback piece of shit, decided, hey, I have this giant pig, and he's gonna go crazy. Yeah, whatever. I'm not interested in it whatsoever. So then he starts chasing after them while they go down the minecart. That's an intense scene. And also, that reminds me, there was another gay scene in this movie before they got to the cave. Jack Black and Jason Momoa were using the, what are those called? As you can tell, I'm a big Minecraft fan, but somehow I don't even remember half the stuff things are called. The wings. I don't remember what the wings are called. I apologize. I know I'm gonna get... Damn, I'm gonna get absolutely attacked in this. I'm gonna get absolutely attacked for this. Basically, they started flying. And... they started 6ix9ing each other. It's gay! I know I'm going to get banned for this. I know I'm going to get absolutely demonetized, but it's gay. Okay, I need to touch on this. Parents, don't let your children watch this. It's inappropriate. Like, Jack Black was enjoying that way too much, bro, okay? We all saw the we all saw the backstage footage. We all saw them on the green screen trying to recreate that scene. Absolutely disgusting. We saw Jack Black straddling Jason Momoa, okay? We don't need to see it again. But yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. It was disgusting. I wanted to gouge my eyes out, pour bleach on them, burn them, weld them back together, and then put them back in my eye sockets. That's how bad it was. Better yet, just give me someone else. No, don't do that. Just give me my own eyes, but re-weld them. Yeah, that type deal. But as I was saying, so, back to where I was before I had to touch back on that gay shit. The movie was horrible. I just need to say that every 5 seconds because, you know, it was dog shit. So then they get free. Henry discovers, oh, the Jason Momoa character's actually an asshole. Stupid. I don't care. You can't reform every character, okay? Why does every movie have to have some sort of redemption character? It's weird. It's not necessary. Let it go. So Henry gets mad at Jason Momoa. Then they have to go break into a pillager's place, get an Ender Pearl. Then they introduce the Enderman. That's a whole thing. And I don't even remember... I don't remember, but something with, like, purple eyes was... that happened at one point. And it was weird. I don't know. Again, I don't remember half the movie because it was so bad. And then we get to the chicken jockey. Anyone watching this, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If you watched this movie in theaters, and you heard that line, and you threw popcorn in that theater, you should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. Log off, unsubscribe from this channel, never watch my videos again. burn your phone, go on a hike, find yourself, find peace with yourself, please, because clearly you're unhappy with yourself. Come back, buy a new phone, and start again. Come back to this channel, watch my first video, watch all of my videos from start to finish, and find your peace. And then never touch the Minecraft movie again. Never eat popcorn again. That's one of your punishments. But then we get to the chicken jockey scene. And why people were throwing popcorn in the theaters for that was stupid. I don't understand it. I don't agree with it. And I hope those people go to prison. So then, Jason Momoa starts fighting the chicken jockey. That was a whole weird thing. I mean, my God, that was like watching... You know what? No, there's no wrestling match in the world that was worse than that, okay? You can argue that till the end of time. There was no wrestling match in the world that was worse than Jason Momoa versus a chicken jockey. But yeah, the movie was bad. Again, need to say that every 5 seconds. They get out of that. Jason Momoa decides, I'm going to sacrifice myself. So he throws Henry onto one of the Pillager hot air balloon type jaunts. Or not even, it was a Piglin hot air balloon. Why hot air balloons are in Minecraft, I don't even know. This isn't Stampy's Lovely World, okay? For those of you that know what I'm talking about, thank you. Thank you. You're a real one. Why Stampy wasn't mentioned in this video, I don't know. Absolutely pissed me off. Why iBallistic Squid wasn't mentioned in this video absolutely pissed me off. But we're gonna let that go. I'm a changed man. No, I'm not. Fuck you, Minecraft. Fuck you, Minecraft movie. You sucked. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I have to be unbiased. I have to be unbiased. I have to be unbiased. As I was saying, the movie was horrible. Absolute dog shit. Again, I need to say it every 5 seconds. So Jason Momoa sacrifices himself. That's where we get the... What was it? Slime cube or whatever. That was another weird line. Again, some scenes, yes, Jack Black felt natural, but for a lot of them, especially an actor with his experience, it was so unnecessary, some of the lines. They felt so, overdone, didn't understand them, didn't understand why he had to go extra with them. It was just cringe. It was just annoying, and I just hated it. So, Jack Black gets onto the hot air balloon, and then Jason Momoa blows himself up, so we think. Henry and Jack Black... I'm not even calling him Steve at this point. Steve is in the video game, okay? Not in the movie. Jack Black was in the movie. Because let's be honest, that's pretty much what it was. Jack Black was just playing Jack Black. Jason Momoa was just playing Jason Momoa. And the other characters, I only know Emma Myers. Again... It's dumb. The movie was dumb. The characters were dumb. It was stupid. The acting was subpar. It was a B movie. It was a B movie. It was like watching Darman. It really was. It was like watching Darman. It was like watching Turning Red. It was just horrible. It was horrible. There was no good thing about that movie whatsoever. So then, eventually, they end up meeting back up with Emma Myers' character and the real estate agent lady type woman thing, and they meet. While all of this is happening, Jennifer Coolidge is hooking up with a villager. Again, I don't know what weird sexual kink that is, but they went to dinner. Well, actually, no, she met him because she hit him with her car, then proceeds to comment how big his head is, not to be confused with the downstairs region, and then, one thing leads to another, and they go to dinner. And then the movie ends with the villager being able to speak English, and then the woman being able to speak villager. It's weird. It's weird. I don't even get me started on it, please. Meanwhile, in the movie, they made... I don't remember exactly what they did, but basically they made an army of iron golems, and one of them they gave, I don't remember, like a potion of spring or whatever. They gave him the ability to like fly and do cool stuff, and so he fought one of the giant pig things, and that was an interesting type deal. I thought that was okay. Like, again, I would have enjoyed the creativity of this movie a lot more had the acting been better and had they also incorporated a lot of the originality of Minecraft itself rather than just basically made their own movie. Like, there was had this movie been solely just Minecraft, I still would have hated it. But had it been solely like not Minecraft and just its own film and not based off of anything, it would have it would have been at least a little less worse. It would have just had bad acting, you know what I mean? But at least it probably would have had a better plot. The plot would have made more sense because it's its own movie. So who's going to judge the plot, you know what I mean? Well, I guess everyone will still judge the plot, but I think you know what I'm trying to say. But again, the film was horrible. I need to say that every so often. So then that big fight scene is happening. Jack Black has diamond armor, which looked absolutely atrocious. And where were the leggings? There were no diamond leggings. He had the helmet, the chest plate, the sword, and the boots. Where were the leggings? Get it right, please. I'm sorry. I have to remain unbiased. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to take a Xanax after this. So then the big fight sequence is happening. The piglin weird witch girl starts fighting Steve. They get the orb. They open up the nether portal. Henry's on top of it trying to take the orb out and stuff, and it's turning into a big thing. Then Henry gets knocked off, and that was funny, okay? Because I thought it was a reference to the Minecraft music video that was made many years ago. I thought it was funny. They chose not... I don't know if that was their intention, but that's what I'm basing it off of, because I thought it was hilarious. I thought the joke I made in that sense was hilarious. But then Jason Momoa appears again, and he saves Henry. Ugh, big show, big show. Then the villain is starting to talk to Jack Black and like, you'll never be happy and all this. And I thought it was going to reveal like Jack Black's backstory or like reveal something more. And I thought hopefully Hero Brian was going to show up, something, right? No. You know what we got? Instead? This woman tried to stab him with a knife 3 times! 3 times! It was stupid. It was so beyond stupid. It made no sense. First of all, knives aren't even in Minecraft. It's not a thing. I just can't. I can't with this movie. The rage I have in my heart at watching this movie. Like, I swear, bro. If someone, I'm gonna walk by. I'm turning into. I swear, I'm turning into, is it Josh Bull or whatever his name is? The guy that gets upset every time he hears put the fries in the bag. Every time I hear a Minecraft movie reference, that's how I want to react. I want to go back home. That's how I want to react. Only I want to punch the person in the face and get an assault charge. Because at least in prison, I can hopefully escape the Minecraft movie. Hopefully. But as I was saying, so that whole situation happens. Yada, yada, yada. Everything's happy. Everyone's fine and dandy. They go home. They all go home. Even Steve. They all leave the Minecraft realm. The movie doesn't even end in Minecraft. It was so beyond stupid. Everyone's happy. They open up the game store. Yada, yada, yada. The only people that weren't happy was me. And all the audience watching this dog shit movie. So, now that I've finally finished the summary of the movie, again, the acting was really bad in my opinion. Like, when I first went into this movie, I thought, okay, it's just gonna have like a bad plot and that's it. The acting was horrible, dude. The acting was disgustingly horrible. The plot was so weird. It was so not Minecraft whatsoever. The plot, the characters, the different thing. They didn't even use like Minecraft weapons half the damn time. It was so annoying. And it made no sense to me whatsoever. Some of the good qualities, I liked some of the fight sequences. They weren't the worst fight sequences in the world. I would have liked to see a difference in animation style. I don't know why the creepers looked furry, and I don't understand why. Again, it was just so hyper realistic, and it was so not what I wanted whatsoever. I was just really disappointed by it because, again, for me, this is a movie I absolutely loved. Right? Like, this was a movie I wanted to love. Like, I loved the video game so much. It was my childhood, bro. And, like, for me, when I heard they were making this movie, I was genuinely excited. Because I am a big Minecraft fan. The story I told you guys in the intro, true story. Okay? It made my whole day that day. I loved when my stepmom surprised me with that game. Best time of my life. Playing with my cousin, making adventure worlds. It was fantastic. It was the best, and all of it got ruined, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. But yeah, that's my opinion of it. I blame Jack Black for most of it because of the fact that I'm pretty sure he had a bigger hand in a lot of the things being changed because of the fact that they decided to make him Steve kind of towards the last minute. And I also blame him because he's a huge Minecraft fan. He's openly said this multiple times. And he was still okay with this. Like, what? Fake fan. Absolutely fake fan. But yeah, it was disgusting. The movie made me want to vomit and puke my guts out entirely. But yeah, for those of you that liked the movie, please leave the channel. Never come back. I never want to see you ever again. And for those of you that hated the movie as much as I did, please subscribe, please like, please leave a comment and tell me the worst part about the movie for you. And I will hopefully reply and agree with you, because the movie was absolutely dog water. But thank you all for watching. I did notice we actually have 36 subscribers, I think it is, and the last video got a lot of views. I know I've been gone for a while. I don't know when I'll be back again after this video, but I know the movie was popular, so I figured I'd make a video about it. It was my childhood. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about how much I hate, how much I hated it, how much I hated the movie, because the video game is amazing, still amazing in my opinion. I'll probably go play it later. I have the Xbox 360 set up. I have the game set up. I'll probably go play it right now after this video. But yeah, for those of you new to the channel, I do take requests, so anything you want me to review, let me know. I'll consider it. I'll think about it. I'll look into it. But thank you all for watching. Thank you all for those of you that watched, we're almost up to an hour. For those of you that watched for the entire hour, I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I appreciate the likes, the comments, the subscriptions, all of it. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, just leave the channel. If you liked the Minecraft movie and you hated this rant, just leave the channel. We don't want you here. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.